want to make sure that you get a good start. You want to make sure that you're under power and you're trying to stay with the group just in case there's a large group breakaway. So before you start, you got to anticipate, watch the countdown, make sure you're paying attention and you're ready to go, because as you can see, 5 watts per kilo, but eventually this will calm down, this won't continue. But for now, you're just going to stay with it, ride it out and hope that eventually it will calm down. Anyway, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kawisi and I am the cycling minister. It's a pleasure to have you here. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a regular, welcome back. Thanks for stopping by. And if you're new, please subscribe, because 80 to 85% of people watch the video according to my YouTube hasn't subscribed as yet. So I'd appreciate you just subscribe and hit the bell icon and also like. Anyway, let's get into today's race. So today's race is stage 3 at the Flat is Fast series, and today's race is in London. I'm also in category B. I should ride in category C, but I'm pushing my limit, I'm pushing myself, so I'm riding higher than what they recommend me riding. So hopefully today is a good race. Let's have a quick analysis of the route, what we are doing today in London. Let's just quickly take a look. So this is the route that we're doing today. It is the London Flat. It's 11.99 kilometers long, 7.5 mile long. It's 115 feet and 377 meters, and obviously your time is that by 2. That's what we'll be doing today. And also the leading is pretty short, which is good. It's 0.2 miles. So we're gonna have a look at the route profile. So this is the course profile. This is where it started, and as you can see, it is completely flat. However, it does have some small rises, which that's where people tend to put the power down a bit just to see if they can shake a few legs off, or just to test a few legs. So yeah, it's quite flat, and we'll be doing that twice today. So as you can see on the 3D image just right here, these are where they go a bit hard, just trying to shake out the leg, and this is where you want to make sure that you're in good position just in case there's a group break off at the front. So as you see, I'll talk about my strategy, how I approach these small little rises. One is one here, one here, one here, but especially this one. I think this is the last one before the finishing line. And in my head, I knew that I need a good position here, because this could be where they tend to drop a lot of riders. So you want to make sure you're still in the mix. That's if your legs are still up for it. So here we go. This is the first climb, our first major climb, and my strategy as always is to try and stay in the mix. I went into this race with a different mindset. I know this race, they're the stronger guys, they're a bigger group, and it's a bigger group as well, because this is above my race category. So I'm saying to myself that if I can stay in the mix, because going into a race, my number one priority is not to get dropped, especially if there's a large breakaway. So my mindset going to into this race, my strategy going to this race is similar to normal, except this time I have no desire to go on the front whatsoever. So right here, my strategy on climbing these small hills, I think this go up to 4.5%, 5%, and only for a few hundred meters, is to be not exactly at the front but not dead lost, so I can maintain a steady power. And if I take my time, slide back, then I know by the time I reach at the top, I can cut up back to the I'll cut back to the group. But the last thing I want is to be tail end, is to be spot out at the back. So my strategy, as always, is make sure as we come into a climb, and you will see I do this over and over, I start to move up and position myself a bit closer to the front, but not all the way at the front, so I can take my time sliding back. But yeah, this was the first little test, first little leg warm up, and no one decided to go crazy. However, as you can see, we went up 4.5, I think about 5 watts per kilo. Nothing crazy. At this point, it's not crazy because your legs are still feeling fresh, especially if a proper warm-up. But these efforts, eventually you'll pay for them later. Even though the heart rate is coming down, the power is coming down, you will pay for these efforts later. So you have to make sure you proper manage this effort, and after this effort, take time to recover. As you see, I'm creeping to the front at this moment. So what I'm going to do, back off the power and just slowly get back into the groove, but not too far all the way back, because one of my things is not to get jacked, and I don't want there to be a break on a large group breakaway, and then it took me a while to get back on. Anyway, we're gonna skip through some of these races. Skip through a few miles, because it's been pretty quiet. It was quite chill, and the power is down, the heart rate is down, and it's a large bunch. And furthermore, we're going down a hill. So yeah, it's nothing much to see here. So let's speed up and let's see what happens further ahead. So same as before, as we approach this little small little rise again, you see 5.2 watts per kilo. Some guys are going, I know it's only small, a couple of meters, 100 meters, if that much, but I think people are using this just to test your legs, just to see who they can take with them on the break. So again, no panic, because I know recovery will come. So up to 6.4 watts per kilo at one point. But this effort, as I said, eventually take a toll on the leg. However, you stick with it, because as you can see, we are at the top. We're going down the hill, so we can take this time to recover. And even though we are stretched out, we are still together, because everybody is riding smart, getting behind somebody. And just take our time, move back into a blob, or move back as a winner. So yeah, even though I'm still going, because I realize that I'm still all the way at the back. So it's better for me to move up as I'm doing now, and then sit in and recover and ready for the next small little rise or attack again. Yep, here we are, here we go again, short and sharp little climb. Time to eat up some glycogen, 14%. At some point I think I went to about 8 watts per kilo. However, this is only for a short while, this anaerobic effort. It's better to do this hard anaerobic effort and stay with the group than to be separated from the group, then you're trying to bridge over, because eventually you know that at some point you get time to recover. So the oxygen can bring blood through your body and help you to clear the lactate which you have built up. But even though we're still going, I'm still staying on it, because I know that the recovery period will come. And my number one aim is, for now especially, I'm riding this group, which is a higher category. Just stay with it, don't get dropped. And I believe also these races will help me to get fitter, and I'm working on my strategy as well, because I know obviously I can't go on the front, I can't do any pulls, because these guys are much stronger, I will assume, since it's a higher category. So again, we relax, we sit in, and let's continue ride. Yep, you guessed it, here we go again. Time to eat up some more of that glycogen. Time to test the legs to see who is up for it. Time to try and separate the men from the boys, and see if we can establish, or if they can establish a breakaway. We 6.7 miles in. I don't think anyone are really tired at this moment, obviously, unless you're coming to this race fatigue. But yeah, time to give it a hard push. You know what I realize I need to work and my sprinting. We talk about that at the end. We see how the sprint go. I definitely need to work on my sprint. I want to improve that. But again, over on the flat, time to recover. As you can see ahead, we stretch out again, but no one is allowing anyone or any individual to break. If somebody trying to break, you can see that the person at the front, the person behind them tend to try and bring them back ASAP, and because of that, we became strung out. So I made a mistake here. As you can see, I was just given a power up. I didn't start the race with a power up. Eventually, they gave me one. So now I'm sitting there, and I thought that, okay then, there's a banner coming up ahead where we're gonna complete the first lap. I thought that, okay, they're gonna give me one. So let me use this one now, and when I go under that banner, they'll give me a next one. Unfortunately, they didn't. So I used mine a bit too early. Maybe it wasn't even needed, because at this time we were going about 200 and something watts, less than 3 watts per kilo. So next time I have to be more aware and not tend to use it when I don't need it. Up until this point, the ride still has been chill. Not so much chill, because obviously there's a few effort where you eat up some of your energy storage, and at this point my leg is getting tired. So I know that after the tunnel, I know what's coming up, and as you can see, it's the final little bit of climb coming up, or the hardest one coming up. We have already expended so much energy. I was nervous. I was anticipating them going ahead. So again, my strategy is to try and move up in case anybody, not anybody, but in case a group decide to go. I was hurting, heart rate 172. But I said, dig in, keep with it. I was looking at the profile, and I can see that, okay, there's rest coming up, but you got to stay with it. You got to be in it to win it. You got to be in it to be able to go for the sprint. So even though you're hurting, this is where your mental fortitude, mental toughness comes in. So out the saddle, and I'm driving 5 watts per kilo just to stay with these guys, because I know that the lighter guys are going to use this as an opportunity to drop the heavier guys. As for me, I'm not the heaviest and I'm not the lightest, as I like to say. I'm 71.5 kg, so I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm not a climber and I'm not a sprinter. I don't know what I am, but all I know, I am a cyclist, and I love to ride my bike. I enjoy riding my bike, I enjoy pushing myself, and I'm getting to enjoy the competition of being in races, and also workout strategies, how I can better my performance. I don't just want to see numbers, high numbers in power. I want to move up the table. My Zwift racing score is also going up. But yeah, as you can see, we are almost at the top of the climb, and we are still going for it. The power start to calm down. The heart rate is still high. Now I need time to bring my heart rate down. Will they give me time for me to get rid of the lactate that built up in my leg over that effort? Will they give me time? Anyway, it looks like it. I'm on the front, so I'm easing back just to make sure I don't put my nose in the wind, and just use this time for recovery, because I know at the end there's a slight rise at the end, or just before the end, and I know that they're gonna try and go for it. No one break away. We stay together, which is good so far, and what can I say? It's a great race. I'm enjoying it. I'm working. My legs hurt at this point, and I can't wait for the finish line to come, just so I can get this over and done with. So here we go again. It's time to separate the men from the boys. As you can see, I believe it's a 14% sharp climb coming up. Who got the legs? Who can stay with it? Who can break away? Let's see who are the men. Let's see who are the boys. Let's see who have the strength. Let's see who have not just the strength, but the ability to fight fatigue and to go 6.7 watts per kilo. Can we stay together? I believe at this point there might be a break, because people are quite tired with all of the anaerobic effort that we have been doing so far. I think at one point I do anaerobic effort for about 3 minutes. or so, and I'm determined that I'm gonna stay on. I'm hurting, but I'm determined to stay on. I think at this point, this is where we establish a split. I'm gonna check and see. I know that was a hard effort, so now I'm looking at the map. I mean, I changed the view to the helicopter view just so I could see if we establish a break. I know you can use the mini map at the top right. I can also use a companion app to tell you, but I just prefer use that sometimes just to see. As you can see, yes, we have created a little group, a little blob, and we are moving together as a wanna. Next segment coming up is predictable. We know what they're gonna do. Everybody's gonna try to have a go again, just to continue open up the gap and maybe shake a few out. And it's predictable, so all you gotta do is position yourself again, make sure you're in the right position. And at this point, it's less than 3 miles to go, so you just need to hold on for dear life. This is the last test before the sprint finish. I was hurting, but I was determined. I'm gonna fight the fatigue, I'm gonna fight the stress, I'm gonna be resilient, I'm gonna be tougher. Mental toughness, I'm gonna fight it, because what? I'm not gonna get dropped. If I'm gonna get dropped, it has to be in the sprint. I have to be a part of the sprint. Legs hurting. So right now, position is key, and look for the numbers on the right start to go in the red to see who's gonna go early. So you gotta take up the right position, and as soon as I go under this banner, I got a aero boots. I think it was a aero boots, but yeah, position is key. What I was doing there, I actually took off the Zwift controller so I can have a better grip on the handlebar, so I can have a better sprint. I have it in my hand, ready to press Y to use the aero boots, but at the same time I was staying focused. They start to distance me, they start to open up a gap, but I didn't want to use it too early. But eventually, when I realized that the gap is open up and we have a couple of 100 meters to go, I decided that it's time to press that Y and get that aero boots going. So now I'm on their wheel, I caught up back, but I'm still pushing 4 point something watts per kilo, and there's no slowing down here. Everyone's just still going for it. So there I go, time for the sprint, but maybe I was too far back. I did try to stay with them, but I just didn't have the legs. You can see right there, the power started to ease off a bit because I was hurting. I was in a real of pain, as you can see on my face. But eventually, I think I crossed the line about 10, as you can see. But according to Zwift Power, I actually finished in 7th place, which I'm pretty chuffed with. And I must say I'm happy with that result. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Please like, subscribe, and share. Please let me know how I did and what I could have done better to better my racing. And I hope you enjoy the race, and I hope you enjoy the commentary, and I will see you in the next one.